Ever since my first video on using brand kits in PowerPoint, I've gotten so many questions over and over, mainly around how do I create a brand kit that everyone in the entire company can see? Well, today we're going to be answering that. We're going to set up an official organization brand kit inside of Copilot. And once it's live, every single person in your organization gets access to the logos, the colors, the fonts, the PowerPoint templates automatically within inside of tools like PowerPoint. No hunting around for the right templates, no copying old slides. It just shows up. Hi, my name's Devin Knight. I'm the president of Pragmatic Works Training. And in today's video, we're going to be kind of extending on a video that we did previously about brand kits. And we're going to be talking about official organization brand kits that allow your brand guides essentially to be available to everyone in your organization. And this is primarily going to show up in PowerPoint, but there's quite a few setup steps. First, a quick recap before we go any further. A brand kit is a collection of your organization's approved brand elements. So think of your logos, the colors, the fonts, templates, icons, even your brand voice and tone. Copilot uses all of that to generate on-brand content automatically instead of you doing it by hand each time. Now, here's the part that many people miss. There's actually 3 different types of brand kits that you can create. There are personal brand kits that are just for you, and you're the only one that will have access to them. You can also make shared brand kits that you can give access to specific groups of people. And then the one that we're really focused on today is official brand kits. They're managed by designated brand managers. And then the content of those brand kits are then made available to everyone within inside of your organization. So when they're going to create a PowerPoint, for instance, they'll see that brand kit there even if they didn't create it. And that's really the difference. 2 things to know before we get started. First, the requirements are a Microsoft 365 Copilot license. And second, only brand managers can create or edit official brand kits. That role doesn't exist by default. You have to turn it on. Now, one more thing before we jump in. What I'm going to be showing today happens within inside of the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. So if you're not an admin yourself, you're going to need to loop in your IT admin or whoever manages your Microsoft 365 Admin Center on this part of the video. We're going to be breaking this video into multiple demos. The first demo is going to be showing how to create a group, a security group, within inside of the Microsoft 365 Admin Center. That will be what you put your brand managers inside of. So you're going to have individuals added into this group. And then as a second part, we're going to be showing how that group can then be assigned to a policy. That policy is going to be specifically around brand kit managers. And then the third and final step, we're going to show how you can make one of those brand kits that you've created, either in watching my previous video or doing it on your own. We're going to show how you can make it official. And then finally, we'll show how it shows up within inside of PowerPoint. Let's go ahead and jump into the Microsoft 365 Admin Center and get started with our group creation. So to get started, you're going to navigate to admin.microsoft.com. That's kind of the shorter version of this. It'll redirect you to this link once you get to it. And then within inside of the Admin Center for Microsoft 365, you're going to go down to Teams and Groups and Active Teams and Groups. And I've kind of filtered mine down just to show a brand manager group that I've already created. Now, if you have yet to create a group like this, I'll briefly show you how to do it because there is one important step that you want to make sure you don't miss. So let's walk you through the steps here to get it right. We're going to start by adding a group. So we'll select add a group and it'll walk us through here where we're going to have a wizard to create the group. Now, this is probably one of the more important steps that you don't want to miss. There are multiple types of groups that you can create. You want to make sure you select the mail-enabled security group. And again, as a reminder, this is something that likely only your IT administrator will be able to do. So if you're struggling to find out how to do this, don't worry. It is something that you'll need to loop them in on. But we're going to select the mail-enabled security group and then hit next. Next, we'll need to give the security group a name. So you can call it whatever you want, brand managers, whatever you feel is appropriate here. But you'll name the group. Once you've named it, you'll go ahead and hit next. And then you're going to assign an owner. Now, I mentioned this just a few moments ago, but an owner is a manager of the group itself, meaning someone that can add or remove people from the group. This is not someone that's going to be considered a brand manager, though, so be aware of that. You do need to have an owner, but you also need to make sure you add members here in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and add in an owner here. I'll make it myself. And then we'll go to next. This is really the important one where we're going to add members to this group. So you'll select add members and you can decide who you want to add. Now, if the person that was the owner a moment ago, I also need to make a member. You can do that. So I can type in my name here and I can select my user. And then I can also add in others if I wanted to. So if I wanted to add in Allison Gonzalez, for example, one of my colleagues, I can type in Allison, add her to the group as well. And you can have as many as you want inside the group. But these people that are inside the member section, these are the individuals that are going to be my brand managers. So you want to make sure you add anyone here. And don't worry, you can always come back and add individuals later as well as you have people come and go as far as brand management. You can add or remove people from this group later. All right, but we'll hit next. And this is also a very important step. This is going to be the group email address. And this is critical that you remember this or at least copy it aside for later, because whatever the email address is that you set up here is going to be needed in our next step that we're going to do here in just a moment. So you can call this something like brand managers. I actually already have an email address called brand managers. So I'm going to call this brand managers YouTube or something like that. All right. And I'm going to copy this because it's going to come back later. You'll also likely want to make sure that no one from outside of your organization is emailing this group. This is not really something that you're going to be emailing back and forth from. This is just for setting up a security policy, and you do need to point it to an email. That's why we did the email-enabled security group. All right, so finally, we'll hit next and create group, and then it'll go off and create the group for us. Now that the group has been created for us, we have to make a modification to a policy inside the Microsoft 365 App Admin Center, and it's important that you have that email address when it comes to setting up the policy. We're going to be going to a different website for this, so let's follow along and see how it's done. All right, in this example, we're going to be going to config.office.com. That is the Microsoft 365 Apps Admin Center, and we're going to go underneath the customization section of this tool, and we're going to find the policy management section. Now, your company may have many different policies. Mine has 3. There's different ways to organize this, by the way. Some people will go into the default policy and make modifications. That is one route to take. Others will actually create separate policies, like you'll see here. Someone actually created a Copilot brand example, and that's one route of going to do this. But in my case, I'm going to go ahead and modify the default policy here called Policies for All Users. When I go into this policy, it'll ask me if I want to make any modifications to the name. No, that's fine. Don't change that. I also don't necessarily want to change the scope. The scope is assigned to all users. So we'll hit next on that. And then this is the part where you'll need to make a change. This is a list of all of your policies. You may have more than me. You may have less than me. So in the search on the right-hand side, type in the word brand, and it'll return back 2 different policies that are actually both kind of noteworthy here. The first one is the one that we're actually going to make modifications to, the elevated role for enterprise brand kits. We're going to work on that one here in just a moment. You'll see I've already configured it. But let's go down to the second one here for a moment to highlight that as well. Some organizations may want to restrict who can create brand kits. Right now, everyone by default can create brand kits that are personal brand kits. But if you don't want your users to be able to do that, you can come in and actually restrict brand kit creation right here. I'm going to leave that on. I want people to be able to create their own personal brand kits. However, to take the next step of actually creating official organization brand kits, we're going to need to make a modification to the top policy. Once we select the elevated role for enterprise brand managers policy, you'll see I have already actually enabled this. So you'll take a moment here to enable this policy, and then you'll input in the security group email address that we created earlier. So the one that I created earlier was brand managers YouTube, but I'm going to go ahead and leave this as brand managers at pragmaticworks.com. So once you have inputted that in here, you'll hit apply, and then you'll hit next to save the policy changes and to save the policy management section. Now, one really important noteworthy thing that I'll mention here is that it can take up to 24 hours for policy changes to actually show up. So if anyone is hoping that this is going to show up right away, you should note that it can take a little time. So some of the demonstrations I'm going to show next, if it doesn't show up immediately, give it some time. I've actually seen it show up within an hour, but Microsoft will tell you it can take up to 24 hours for these policy changes to distribute across your organization. But now with that policy created, we can go into Microsoft Create and we can change our brand kits that we've designed to be official organization brand kits. So let's go over to my screen again, and we're going to walk you through the brand kit area and how we can take an existing brand kit and make it an official one. Now, I'll note that in this video, I'm not going to walk through how to create a brand kit. We did that in a previous video. So if you're really curious on how to create a brand kit itself, I'd recommend following our previous video that's going to be in the description. So I'm going to be starting from the interface for Microsoft 365 Copilot. You can go to m365copilot.com. And then we're going to go to the app launcher here and find and navigate to Create. Then within inside of Create, we're going to go over to the More button on the far right. And underneath More, you'll find there's a section here called Brand Kits. And we're going to go ahead and select that. Within inside of Brand Kits, we'll have the ability to create a new brand kit. And again, you can watch a video to see how to do that. We've done that previously. You can also see previously created brand kits here as well. You'll see there's a filter as well to see the organization brand kits, which everyone can see, versus user brand kits that only you can see or those that you perhaps have shared with can see. So we're going to talk about organization brand kits, but this one has already been made into an organization brand kit. So what if I wanted to have multiple organization brand kits because maybe I have multiple brands that we're working with? Well, you can do that. You can actually go into another brand kit that you have. And when you go into the brand kit, you'll see there's a button in the top right where you can publish your brand kit. Now, this button is the button that makes this an official organization brand kit. If you do not see this button, that likely means some of the previous steps that I showed you either weren't done correctly, or as I mentioned earlier, you just may need to wait that 24-hour period to be able to see it take effect. But the steps that I showed you earlier in the video are the exact steps that you'll need for this button to show up. Once this button shows up, you can simply select Publish Brand Kit, and this only happens if you're a brand manager that we walked you through. You'll then be able to publish it, and upon publishing, this brand kit will appear for everyone inside of your company. Now, Devin's Donuts is obviously a fake company that I made for videos, so we're not going to actually publish this one. I don't want everyone in Pragmatic Works to see Devin's Donuts. I'll cancel that. However, that would be the way that I could share it with the entire organization. Now, when you make a official brand kit, you can still go back and make changes to it. You can always go back and edit a brand kit later. So here's the official Pragmatic Works one, and I can go make changes to this however I want. And upon those changes being saved, that would appear for every person in the company. So I have one single place to change the brand kit and everyone gets the benefit of it downstream. You can also see my templates. I have a PowerPoint template. And so my goal for this video is that everyone should be able to take this PowerPoint template that I have and be able to use it without having to go search for the file. Because all they have to do is select the brand kit and then it'll automatically use this template because it's part of the kit. Now, there's lots of other things within inside of this kit like logos and fonts and colors and images and that sort of thing. Now, this kit is already official. You can tell because of this icon we see right here. And so now what will happen when I go into PowerPoint, let's launch PowerPoint here. Inside of PowerPoint, I will see that brand kit and everyone in the company will see that brand kit when we go into Copilot. So when I open up Copilot right here, you may have, by the way, your Copilot button could possibly be at the top of your screen, just kind of varies depending on how you have it set up. And what we'll be able to do is we'll hit the Add Content button right here. And when we select Add Content, we'll be able to select the brand kit that we created. Now, if you hit Select Brand Kit, you should see two different brand kits, or at least I do, because I have my personal one that I created and I have my official one that was created for the company. So you'll see the little icon indicating that it is an official organization brand kit. You can also click Manage Brand Kits, and that will take you to Create, where we were just a moment ago, and you can create new brand kits there if you wanted to as well, that maybe are just personal to you. So I have this brand kit. I want to use it. I want to create a new PowerPoint. So I'm going to select the brand kit. You can see right here that brand kit has been selected. And what I'm going to tell Copilot is that I want to create a presentation about Copilot inside PowerPoint. And I want the focus to be on using brand kits. How about that? That's our topic for the video. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. Now, I will warn you, whenever you use Copilot inside of PowerPoint, it can take a while. So be patient with it, but the results are going to be pretty beautiful once it gets to the end. Now, generally what you'll get is Copilot will ask you a few questions early on to see the length of presentation that you want created, perhaps who the audience is. So we'll see what kind of questions it has for us before it gets started. All right, so it looks like it's going to have a total of 3 questions for us. First of all, who is our primary audience? Let's say that we have a group of business users that's our audience. And then what's the emphasis of the deck mostly going to be focused on? Is it going to be a how-to walkthrough? Is it going to be more the benefits, setup and governance, maybe a mix of both? We'll say a mix. And then what duration, I shouldn't say duration, but how long, number of slides do I want to have for this deck? I'm going to go ahead and make it a short one, so it'll go a little faster, but note you can actually make this even longer than that if you wanted to. Once you answer all those questions, you can hit confirm, and then Copilot's going to go do its magic. And this is where you'll need to be a little patient. All right, it looks like it has finished our PowerPoint, and we can see it did quite a bit of work. If we went back up, you can see it reasoned through 54 different individual steps. It did a lot of work here, and of course, we zoomed through the video so you didn't have to watch all that. But my goodness, it did a lot of work here behind the scenes, including creating some graphics for me. But this is that PowerPoint template we saw earlier. If we went back and looked at the template that's part of our brand kit, it has used it pretty nicely in here in its way of being able to build out this PowerPoint for me. So it's actually done a rather good job. So it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I could have created a lengthier deck if I wanted to. That's what you're really after. You're after using that PowerPoint deck properly in the PowerPoints that it creates going forward using the official brand kit. And that's really where the payoff is. You have the ability now to share this brand kit with everyone in the organization. They don't have the ability to make modifications to the brand kit, but they get all the benefit from it, right? They can connect to it using Copilot and build out PowerPoints just like we did here. So in this video, we walked you through how to create official brand kits, start to finish, the admin policies, the groups that you needed, and then we walked you through how to take an existing brand kit and elevate it to an official organization brand kit. There's always new content that we have to share with you, so make sure you subscribe not only to our YouTube channel, but check out our on-demand learning at pragmaticworks.com for more in-depth training on what you can do with inside of Copilot for all these exciting things we're talking about here. We'll see you in the next video.